this atheist experienced heaven, take a look. And keep in mind, I don't necessarily subscribe to everything people say in these type of experiences, but it's something for you to consider and take a look at.
And when I entered the space of heaven, I was a devout, militant atheist. I had long philosophical rants about how there was nothing more. I was an orphan. I was a meth head prostitute strung out on heroin. I was on the verge of homelessness. You know, I was a liar, a manipulator, a thief. I was all the things that you would think wouldn't get you into heaven. And there I was, sitting enveloped in unconditional love in a non-physical realm in blinding white light. And, you know, coming face to face with a creator that I did not believe in. While I was in this experience, I just wrote it off as drug-induced psychosis. I just thought, whoa, I'm so high that I think I'm talking to God. This is crazy. And I figured it would be, you know, the most insane trip of my life, and that was it. But it became real clear to me real fast that that's not what it was. While I was in this space, I was taken through my pre-birth planning. I was shown that I, as a soul, had chosen my life before I ever had come to Earth. I chose my parents, I chose the family that I would be born into. I chose all of the adversity. I chose the partners that I would have my sexual, physical, and emotional traumas with. I chose the partners that I would be the in their lives. And I saw this moment as I, as a soul, made all of these decisions. And the way that it looked to me was like a video game. And so when I was picking all of these life experiences, I saw myself in a grocery store, and I had this empty cart, and there was a man. He was wearing a plaid blazer and a fedora, and he said, okay, pick your life. I thought, well, if I'm going to Earth, I'm going to Earth. And I started grabbing all of these, it looked like cereal boxes. And, you know, like they all said stuff on them. And so I picked to be an addict. I picked all of this major adversity and hardship. And then there was things in the cart that I hadn't experienced yet. I had picked recovery and overcoming and triumph and, you know, all of these dreams and goals, but none of that had happened in my life yet. So I begged to stay in that space. And they told me that I was a spiritual soldier. I had volunteered to come to Earth to uplift the consciousness of the planet, and that I had to go back from my mission. And that the first half of my life was just boot camp. And so I was like, I'm okay. I'm not gonna finish the mission. Like, I'm just gonna stay here. And they told me, no, you have to go back. And I said, no, I'm not interested in doing that. And I sort of transformed into a small child. I was like stomping my fists and my feet on the ground. And I was like, I will not go back. You guys don't tell us what Earth is actually like. It's way too challenging. It's way too difficult. There's no way that I can do it. And then I had a thought, and I said, well, I definitely cannot go back into her. And I could see myself outside myself. And they said, okay, you don't have to go back into her, but you do have to go back. And so we'll show you the baby that you'll be born into. And they showed me these 3 babies. And again, everything really looked like a video game to me. And then they showed me the stats of this one baby. And this would be the baby that I would be born into. And the stats that went along with this child, they showed me her gender, her ethnicity, where she would be born, her family line, her adversity. And her life was even more challenging than my own. And I already had such a challenging life full of so much stuff. And so I threw my hands up in the air and I said, okay, I can't start from zero. I'll go back into her. And I found myself back in my awareness. And like I said, I just wrote this off as drug-induced psychosis. Like spirituality, thinking of the universe, the divine, the creator, none of this was part of my life. And so I just went about my life using and I just wrote it off. And then the universe stepped in and it made itself known in this very loud, tangible way so that I had no way of mistaking that this was a real experience.
If you believe in the God of heaven, subscribe now.